That's my fucking donuts.
I had one, by the way.
I didn't even ask me.
Nope. Ill-gotten gains are much sweeter when they are ill-gotten.
The fuck?
Welcome to the, I don't know, should we still call it SuperBetterCast?
It's the Super Better Cast in the hopes that everything will get super better soon.
Yeah.
Um,
Today actually was a shit-ass freaking day. It's freaking... I spent the whole day trying to fix a fan, and then I got it working, and it was the most like Tim Allen moment of my life.
you were like, oh boy, it was just oil or whatever.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I took it apart like 4 times.
Yeah.
Because the first time I was cleaning it, and the second time was like, oh, whoops, I forgot to put this screw back. And then the third time was that it wasn't working, and it needed to be oiled, so I frickin' oiled it.
It was all loose or something.
And then it started working, and then stopped.
Yeah.
So we had to go get a new one.
Yeah, that was not fun.
And it was freaking, I was like, come on, man.
We're coming up on 2 months at this point, I think. I keep saying, like, oh, it's been a bad month, but I think it's been 2 months straight.
Have you been saying that? I haven't heard you say that at all. I think you might be lying.
I've been saying it everywhere. So, like, I don't know, you want to run down the bullet list, or you just want to tell all of the story now?
I don't know. I mean, you're the one who wanted to tell the story. Honestly, I just keep that shit to myself until I, have heart problems.
Hey, guys. Yeah, so the channel... Bro. We had all these fucking plans this year.
Like, we get better at it every year. But then there's just, like, a roadblock that's like, oh, hold on, you got fired. Oh, hold on. Your dog is dying or something.
It's... Yeah.
Your mother is dying. That was last year.
So, like... Fuck. It's been, like, a month or two, right? So... We were trying to make time to record more with other people, with each other, just get back into the groove. And the sister, one of 1 million.
The good one.
The good one.
Can you put this in the pile? I'm folding clothes.
Yeah, her fucking life imploded, and so...
It seemed that was the month for everybody's life to implode.
Yeah, I don't know what happened in...
whatever month comes.
Whatever fucking month that was, I don't even know. Time is not real.
I have not paid attention to time since freaking 3rd grade, bro. They taught me the days of the week, and I said, that's pretty cool.
I know, well, you keep asking me how old you are.
I don't... It's not just me.
Yeah, no, it's an ADHD thing. Fuck, man. So, it was like, up and down.
Up and down, all around, manja, flanja, blanja. Boma, hishka, bibble, babble, flavel, doma, roma, floma, boma, jingle, jangle, every angle, bricka, bracka, flacka, stacka, 2-ton rerun, free for all, big ball.
Yeah.
I think I missed one.
No, you got it, I think. So, it's been that. I had to leave work. We did a bunch of shit in one night, because there was literally hours to get her out of the house, and our niece. And,
You're so morose. It's a freaking...
I'm just... It's, like, it's hitting me again, you know?
Just the stress
Just
of it
all of it.
I mean, I don't leave the house. I'm back here just like, I really hope... I really hope you don't die today.
Yeah. I mean, preceding all that, I've been stressed about work. They want to cut our hours, and
They hired a vampire to come in and ruin everything, and she did.
she's a dusty ass mummy bitch. She ain't a vampire.
Vampires can be cool, but then there's
Fucking
like,
mummy with 2
there's
houses.
the ones from Redfall.
She is a Redfall vampire.
Yeah, her AI is bad.
Fucking hate her so much. So there was that I've been dealing with, and yeah. So, what? This is your part, dude.
Oh, I don't even know.
His stupid fucking mom.
Oh, yeah.
So, if you've been following the channel lore, we escaped from
Your parents.
my parents, and we ended up with his mom, and now we're currently escaping her in the process.
She broke my thumb.
She fucking... Oh, because I moved the U-Haul 20 feet.
It was honestly, aside from my thumb hurting even now while I'm folding things, I think it's kind of funny.
Because she literally threw a fucking tantrum. Like, she was stomping her fucking feet and shit, and she thinks she did something. She thinks she's a big, tough bitch. And I'm like, okay, big, tough bitch can pay the space rent by herself.
Truthfully, I don't, like, just for my money, this ain't the kind of thing where I would just, like, I'd be miles away before I even told the story.
I know. But I'm, bruh, I'm so
I
impatient.
understand. You were talking about how you're just, like, you're a tiny, short, minuscule, less than an inch tall.
I'm overflowing with rage lately.
Little.
Like.
I already said tiny and small, right? What else did I say?
I'm a chihuahua. I'm a little gremlin.
Chihuahua-esque.
Goblin creature.
About the size of a grain of sand.
Hey.
Grenade.
I hate sand. Of course.
Oh.
Rough.
Wow.
It's everywhere.
You got me with that one. Listen to me crack up.
So while we were letting that settle. My brother's car took a shit. I farted while you were doing that.
Hold on, I'm still laughing.
Please don't.
I'm still... Shut up so I can finish laughing. Yeah, so after that happened, we're kind of like trying to recover from like the shock of just seeing that.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh boy, I get the weekend off, and I go to lay down, and my
the
head hits the
second
pillow.
your head hits the pillow, and you finally start relaxing.
Because I was supposed to hang out with him the next day.
It was in a cosmic sort of way. It was funny because you were like, I've just been really stressed about the way things have been going, and then working like I'm tired, and
I'm
then
just really looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
boy.
and you were like, you just kept being like, oh boy, 13 seconds to retirement, and then he comes through. My car is rattling. Can you hear it?
Yeah, and I heard it shut down on the freeway too, and I said, oh my fucking god.
And we had to do a bunch of like math and gymnastics
Yeah.
to call 40 different tow trucks to do the freaking job. And of course, they weren't near a landmark of any kind. They were just on the side of the
random
road.
ass fucking freeway.
Hobo murder territory.
I was like, what's nearby? They're like, I don't know, I see a store. I'm like, what store? At
see a
the
rock.
soup store! Fuck.
They really were at the soup store, though.
So yeah, then we ended up driving in the middle of the night, stayed the whole weekend.
Oh yeah, that was... So there are a few things in this world that are worse than an impromptu stay at somebody's house.
Dude, we didn't bring no clothes, no
Yeah.
toothbrush.
Yeah.
We were grimy.
Like, I showered 4 times over there just because that's just what I do. It was like...
And nobody's the same size.
I
You're
don't give
too
a shit.
big.
I don't give a
You're
shit.
too big. You
I don't-
couldn't borrow clothes.
No. I don't give a shit what kind of space shower I need. I'll ask for frickin' help every time.
Yeah.
I'm going to shower. I will not skip on my shower schedule. I need to be clean. And so I took frickin' 4 showers. I left every one of those showers coated in frickin' goo.
Well, also,
But that's just normal.
we got not ripped off, but we got ghosted by a plumber before all this started happening.
Oh yeah, because
Because
before
our
all this
shower
started
broke!
happening, the shower broke!
So we've been using a bucket.
Yeah. Although I will say I do prefer the
I
bucket.
kind of
method.
really like the bucket.
It saves on water.
There's teamwork involved. I miss having a shower.
You're frickin'...
He's like,
All
me
right.
too, you stinky bitch.
I've been advised by my legal team not to make this joke.
So, yeah, we got that sorted.
Shit. This
One
fucking towel doesn't want to fold.
one little highlight was I had my first edible, and that was also the first time I've ever been high.
Oh yeah.
And you can tune into
One of the Elden Rings.
one of the Elden Rings where I tell that story. That shit was fun.
Hey, at least I could still schedule stuff from my phone, so...
Yeah.
Forget we got more Let's Plays going up, nobody's gonna watch.
But yeah. So then that happened, and then, what was it? Like, literally the next day, like, we came home Sunday, and then Monday I drove 200 miles to go to an interview that didn't matter because I think they already had somebody else in mind.
Which was awesome. That was real cool of them.
That was great, because I knocked the fuck out of that interview. I was a boss bitch.
Yep.
I came home, I was like, I fucking got a second one. And then they emailed me the next day, and they were like, we want to go with, specific
with Sandy
needs.
Piss Pants?
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, okay, well, I didn't want to go down there anyway. It was like an hour commute.
I like the idea of like, great, thanks. And then...
I didn't want the money.
Like, oh, you like that joke?
Yeah.
Because it was guilty.
Yeah, and then I think oh god. So I went to work after driving 200 miles.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why you freaking did that.
Yeah, well, I had to because I need the hours because we can't afford it. And then
I'd just die, man.
my friend,
I'd just hedge all my bets on that freaking horse and just be like, well, we didn't get it.
yeah, my friend from out of state really wanted to hang out, so I didn't get to sleep for a while. And then like, what happened the next week? Oh, we needed a car because the car we've been using, his mom's car, decided I'm gonna start making weird noises, and I was like, well, I have money, and this is the month that I was supposed to have enough money, so we put our eyes on a Honda Civic.
No, why didn't you just we live at 4245 Negro
You know how common.
It doesn't matter.
You know how everyone loves them. Everyone loves Civics. Anyway,
Okay, I was trying to go for a bit, but it was so dumb I laughed.
Anyway. I got a Cybertruck.
Bro, real talk, would you drive a Cybertruck?
No.
It looks so dumb.
It's so dumb. I only want the one that goes ooh, ooh, where the tires fuck up and turn inward.
Anyway, we set our eyes on this box, right?
Yeah, this beautiful little box.
And we drove all the frickin' way to go see it.
We drove to behind a farm because the dude didn't give us the address.
No. You screwed up.
No.
You're a dumbass. So Kiki's freaking really...
He told me the street.
Shut up.
In the city.
No, you're banned. Kiki's really smart. Kiki's like a really smart lady, and you don't find a lot of them because women, am I right? Anyway, but Kiki's a really smart gal. Sometimes though, she just doesn't. Thank you. It just doesn't, and she doesn't get the address from this guy. And shut up. She doesn't get the address from the guy, and she's just like, oh, okay, he gave me the street, and I was like, oh, okay. Shut up! I'm trying to tell the world of your shortcomings. Stop interrupting.
No! Don't tell anybody.
So she gets the freaking street name, but she doesn't get an address, and so the street that she punched into Google is, no joke, in the middle of the desert.
We passed a farm.
No,
we went through dirt roads.
No. I'm telling it chronologically. We are just driving on a regular ass road, and then we see this freaking like offshoot dirt road that's just like, okay, here's the hills have eyes. Do you want to die today?
Turn here.
And and she's just like, okay, I guess this is the right road, and there's no room to turn around on it. So
there's no signal.
She just made the turn, and I said, okie doke, I guess this is it. I cracked my knuckles, and I'm like, if we're dying today, I'm gonna try my best. And like, we come upon a drug deal. There's these dudes just like parked next to each other, sitting there talking. One of them's on his phone. Like, one of them like makes eye contact. He's like, oh, hey. But then the other guy's like trying to hide his face. I'm just like, yeah, don't worry. I know you're buying freaking toddlers. And then we just keep going. We go well past these freaking guys onto the softest dirt I've ever seen. And Kiki gets scared.
There's a cavern in the middle of the road.
Kiki gets scared of the soft dirt and freaking slows down.
There's a cavern in the middle of the road.
It was before that.
Okay.
You slowed down on the soft dirt. Like, I'm going to be able to push this freaking pilot.
It has 4-wheel drive.
Where?
That's what it said.
It's got one wheel. And it's hanging on.
We're actually driving a unicycle.
What was that?
I was trying to make a clown noise.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to do it too, but that chick's got a really like good singing voice. You mind if I?
Alright, keep telling my shortcomings.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so I was like, don't slow down, and then she doesn't, and God graced us that day.
We got out of the quicksand.
We made it past the quicksand. But then we come upon a literal freaking cavern, canyon rather, and I have to get out of the car and be like, okay, so how do we cross this canyon?
You surveyed the area.
And then I got back in the car. I'm just like, he's just like, there's a little path to the left. You just go that way. There's a little path. Mm-hmm. And then we do, and like just
there's no signal.
All the while, no freaking signal. Like the GPS is taking about like a minute to catch up, until we reach the farm.
I've never seen a fucking farm.
I never really gave much thought to the boundaries of a farm, but why would you have a fence surrounding that much area.
There were these big ass machines like coming towards us, like watering everything and churning stuff in the fields, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Churning grass. So yeah. So we're driving past those, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I guess we're just on somebody's freaking private property right now.
Let's not get shot.
Let's not get shot by a farmer. We get past it, and then like the next thing to happen is we have to go into a roundabout, which is like the only roundabout in California.
That's not the next thing that happened. You skip the part where we get signal again, and I pull over and I text the guy. And I'm like, all right, what's the address? And he tells us the address, and it's 40 minutes away from where we are now.
Which, yeah, you should have freaking got the address. I mean, it wouldn't have made the trip any shorter, but at least...
It wouldn't have taken us through fucking Silent Hill.
I would rather have gone through Silent Hill. It would have been at least cold and misty.
It was hot that day.
It was kind of a hot day. So we finally get back on the road, and like we have a destination. This is when I find out, by the way, that we weren't in the right place. I was thinking this dude was in Hicksville nowhere, but it turns out he was in a freaking house with air conditioning and shit.
A nice house.
And so,
like, a fuck you house.
We're back on the road. We're doing stuff. Then we come upon the only roundabout in America, and Kiki's been flustered by this point.
I don't have the directions in front of me. I can't see.
I'm holding them on my phone so it doesn't glare her. Holding them on my phone.
I'm a visual learner.
On your phone, I'm holding it in my hand, so it doesn't glare you. And I said, okay, here's how you take a roundabout.
I know how to take a roundabout, you stupid
We need to go straight. So just go. And then I said, keep going straight. And you turned right and said,
but
what?
Because I was in a roundabout, it wasn't a turn. Like, it... You know what I'm saying?
All I said was go straight. I said, like, make a left or something.
You didn't say stay in the roundabout. If you'd said stay in the roundabout...
No. Yeah.
And then told me, like, where to get out, that would have been fine. But you were like, oh, stay straight. And I was like, stay straight? I got out the first one I could.
No, I understand. Your chimp brain decided to change the freaking words I said into Kiki speak, which is... which means make a right. And then you made a right. Well, and then you didn't stop to U-turn for, like, 10 minutes!
That got us more time on our commute.
But we finally turn around, we make it back, and I'm trying my best not to yell at you for being a damn fool.
I was so stressed.
And we finally get the car, I check it out, it's leaking oil.
I don't know what it was leaking, honestly.
Oil. And I'm my first thought is, did we come all the way out of here? Did I kill those hobos for nothing? And... I like, the guy, he's a total frickin' chump. Like, he
keeps asking, so do you guys want it? Do you guys want it? Can you shut the fuck up for a minute? I
swear to frickin' God, he was, like, expecting you to be there alone, and he was just gonna grift the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at it, and I get a feel for it, because he wasn't gonna let you test drive it, but then I showed up, I'm like, hey, you mind if we get a test drive?
Yeah, and you're gonna say no to this thing?
And he's like, oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm like, great. So we hop in the car, and I give it a little test drive. I'm like, yeah, it's actually not bad.
She handled well.
Yeah, I just wanted to take it up the road and back down so that I knew it started. Yeah. Because that's all we needed it to do. Unfortunately, we'd come to find out that's all it did.
So, it didn't have plates.
Can I have another donut?
It didn't have plates.
I asked this time.
Yeah. I got it on offer. Guys, don't do that.
Well, I mean, no.
It's worked out now.
It's a great car.
She's great.
It's a great car, and it's like a good model and everything. The only problem was
the entire fucking transmission decided to kill itself. 40 minutes from home, on a 2-hour excursion.
Hey, she made it pretty dang far.
She'd made it really fucking far, because that first hour was basically nonstop. So she was fucking grooving. Yeah.
And I'm glad.
And that's why I didn't want to give up on her, because she was grooving.
Oh, yeah, but it was also spitting coolant everywhere. Because this guy's a freaking chump, and he didn't put a hose clamp on the radiator. He's like, oh, yeah, I filled it up with coolant. It's like, yeah, there's a reason you had to fill it up, jackass.
He's a motherfucker. I don't like him.
That guy was just a frig. That's the kind of guy who got bullied a lot in school, and then he starts acting thug after high school.
He seemed offended I didn't want his fucking stizzy keychain. He's like, oh, you don't want it? I'm like, no, motherfucker. I get high on life.
You get high on buying cars that
And
barely work.
other people's gummies because I haven't bought my own. You honored one. I don't even want this. I was just trying to eat it because you were eating.
What the hell? Come on, give it back.
Have another.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, that's it.
What the hell?
Stop! You fucking whiner. You got 3 pies today. 3 whole pizza-sized pies.
Yeah, they were freaking delicious. You gonna say something about
And
it?
2 almost whole pizzas.
Oh, hold on.
Legit.
This freaking comedy of tragedy is not over yet.
Oh, yeah. So she stopped running. And I panicked, pulled over.
Yeah, that's actually how it happened, too. It just stops working.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was like, she doesn't want to accelerate.
What?
She's making noises.
Yeah, what did you say? It was...
It sounded like it was whirring.
You kept saying whirring. I was like, so it's revving? And you went... Yeah.
No, but I know what revving is. Revving is a fine noise.
I know. No, it's not. Not when you're trying to shift into third.
It's automatic, alright?
Not when the freaking computer is trying to shift into third.
We waited, what, like 30 minutes that time? Started driving, and then it started making another weird noise, so I pulled over, and as soon as I pulled over, a cop went past me, and I shit myself.
So you pulled back over?
Yeah.
And I had to push the car out a little bit?
We waited an hour, and we started going again, and this bitch didn't want to go past, 15. So we pulled into a random mobile home park with a bunch of fucking, sketchy-ass motherfuckers.
Oh my god, are you freaking serious?
You don't remember?
I don't remember a single sketchy person, bro. They were Mexican.
Do not make me have to be a racist.
Bro,
I know.
there was a dude
Here's the thing.
listening to freaking music.
Here's
It was
the thing.
just banda. He was not listening to
No,
cartel music.
Listen. So it was an area I used to work in. That area is shady as fuck.
That area
People-
we were in was not shady. There were kids playing in the water.
There were no fucking children.
There were kids playing in the freaking water. You were so stressed. I saw you were dehydrated. You were freaking pickled. You were starting to turn red and green. Do
not make me sound like a racist,
your
you
sweat
fucker.
was
I'm
coating your
Mexican.
body, trapping
I'm
heat.
Mexican.
And so I was just like, hey man,
I have a Mexican father I hate.
We called we called the tow truck man, and I was like, do you want to go get some water from the water store? And you were like, no. I was like, why? And you were just like, I just don't want to do anything. You know, I don't want to miss the tow truck. I was like, he said he's going to be here within the hour. And you were like, I just don't want to miss it. And there's so much going on.
The
and
store
it's
was
so
literally
hot.
across the street, maybe 100 feet.
And so I would like calm you down. And I'm like, do you want to go get water? You look like the devil's frickin' dick.
My whole fried out.
And
Fucking pruny ass.
she just goes, yeah. And then we go and we get water.
And a Coke.
And by the way, these 2 freaking Mexican dudes came up and helped us push the car. Those
Yeah.
sketchy
That's
criminals.
Shut up! I was talking about the ones in their houses.
You mean the dudes that were just chilling, one washing his car?
Leave me alone.
Damn!
Stop being mean.
Yeah, every time you say that, you're in the wrong. Did it today too. Anyway, so this dude shows up, and tow truck drivers are either really cool, or just well, in my experience, tow truck drivers are either really cool, or you just let them do their job. Like, they ain't here to be a personality. But this dude's pretty sick.
You've had nice tow truck drivers.
Yes, thank goodness. All of them Mexican.
So that was the second tow in 2 weeks.
Cause we know how to get shit done, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so we get the we get the tow truck
They grab our car.
and they pull it home. And we get home and we're just like, hey, how about we just don't worry about this for 2 days? And
then the week goes by, I have my big stressful meeting, and I don't know, we're just tired.
and then time skip, right?
Maybe 4 days.
I would say a week.
Yeah, well, it was literally every week something happened.
Yeah.
So the following week, we went to my brother's to make up for not hanging out comfortably, and It's amazing. It's a great 4 days. We are loved. We were there for what, like 12 hours, and they were like, "So when are you guys coming back?"
And it all culminated in, you guys could just like move in. And, it would be. I wouldn't just. I mean, you want to kiss? I mean, I'm not gonna say, "Whoa,
Yeah.
are you being weird?"
Like, there's not even a definite space open yet, and they're like, "But if you like want to move in."
You're like, you could just like leave an object at the front door. We'll just like we'll just like replace an object in the room with it.
And I thought to myself, that's a good backup plan, right? Because after your little thumb got fucking,
The cute little Thumby.
I was like, okay, well, I need a full-time job and I'm gonna get us an apartment. It's fine, whatever. Still living.
By the way, I didn't know you were thinking about that. I was like, let's not do that. Because it's ridiculous to me, the idea of trying to rent an apartment in frickin' California.
Well, I was also looking in other states, like
if you are not selling diced anuses in bottles to rich people, there is no reason to live in California.
You don't know the kind of things I do.
I'm certain you don't sell diced anuses. But anyway, we get back, and the first thing that happens when we get back is
From
just
this wonderful trip.
I just get shot in the frickin' face. And that hasn't happened since I was a child.
Yeah. We've been living here for 3 years, like I said earlier, and suddenly all of the shit that we put in the rooms, like the living room, the communal areas, has been tossed to the side.
Yeah, comically enough, it's all thrown in like a pile in a corner.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, okay.
You go up to your sister, like, hey, why the fuck are the salt shakers not in the fucking kitchen?
And she says, I don't know.
She says, because Mom didn't want them in there anymore. And I said, oh, message received.
Oh, I thought it was I don't know. Either way. So at that point, I'm just like, all right, well, that was epic.
That deal that was offered to us? Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm in. But then, like, maybe 2 weeks pass. And what should happen?
Didn't you get bronchitis?
Oh, no, I don't even
remember anymore.
That doesn't,
my brain's fizzling.
That's not it.
What was it?
My chest hurts.
Oh, yeah. We start worrying about heart problems for this man.
So I wake up and it's like, poof, poof, my heart is just like giving me problems, and I'm like, oh, but then it stops. And because we live in America, you don't immediately go to the frickin' doctor because that will bankrupt you. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Well,
even with insurance.
It stopped, so I guess it's over.
Yeah, we're not going to waste 4 hours in the ER for them to say,
me.
well, you took an aspirin, so
Thanks.
we can't track it. Here's $7,000 US. Sure.
Shut up. So I just like go about my day like normal, and I'm doing voice work and stuff, and I got to do like an intense scene. I start yelling, and I'm like, oh, it really hurts in my brain when I do that. And so I finish the day. Next day, poof, poof, my heart's freaking out again when I wake up, and I'm like, oh, that's the second day in a row. And so I think maybe I should tell you. Maybe I should tell you about that. And I forget.
Oh, so this is going on longer than I thought it was.
It was just one extra day. But start the next day, and my heart hurts, and I turn to you, and I'm like, hey, my heart's been doing this thing where it wakes me up with pain, and you were like, that's me making fun of you for being worried about me.
No, yeah.
Yeah, but then he's really worried, and then we have to do the big doctor dance, and then we go to the doctor after I have to deal with this shit for a whole ass extra week. And the doctor...
While I'm also figuring out the car that cost us another $2,000.
Oh, yeah, she had to get a transmission rebuilt.
That's $2,000.
It's a good $2,000, though. That place did really good work. I like the look of the transmission.
Aside from that random-ass zip tie.
I mean, that's a little goofy, but I have an extra hose clamp, so I just throw that on there. I forgot to do it, but...
Aww. Yeah, big doctor.
Also, yeah, it's that size. So we went to my doctor because I was thinking like that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to go to my doctor.
Well, the ER's never been helpful when it comes to this, unless it's literally a heart attack, which we knew it wasn't.
If you are having an emergency, the ER might help you. But I don't know. Heart problems, I don't know if that's an emergency. Anyway, I go to my doctor, and it's the shittiest freaking thing. it's been my fear of women has been well documented on this channel.
Oh my god.
And keep in mind, I'm having heart problems. So, like, the lady's like, okay, the nurse lady, she comes in, she's like, okay, we're gonna have to do EKG. You're gonna have to take your shirt off.
Like, there was a cosmic explosion. I heard the door open and the screams come out.
It was, I said, I had the thought of like, is it really this important? I mean, we could just go home.
I immediately hopped out of my seat. I was like, hell, let me help, please. Please let me freaking help.
and here's the best part. It took her 7 freaking years to get the machine.
Oh, yeah, because the receipt paper wasn't working.
No, not even that. It took her a freaking 1,000 years to get it. Then it took her 1,000 more years to plug it in. And so I had to take my shirt off and just sit there. And I'm just like, this lady's touching me. She's touching me. So why is this lady touching me? She's got to touch my heart. And it's about my freaking heart. So I'm trying to keep myself calm because it's like, I need to give it an accurate reading. But then she's like, oh, I must have put these in the wrong place. And so she has to rework the tubes.
Yeah, so
because she put them on wrong.
Mm-hmm. So just
Then she turns the machine on. And it starts reading my heart. And it looks a lot like this freaking waveform. and so, like, I'm just like, okay, hold on. I have to activate Ninja Focus. I might have enough freaking MP for this. I do everything I can to put myself into just like a Zen state. And I'm laying there. I'm lying there, trying my hardest to calm down. Oh, the machine stopped printing. So she leaves the freaking room, and she comes back with for no freaking reason. It took her 10 seconds to come back with the papers while I'm already hooked up, but she needed 7 freaking hours of my life to find the machine itself. And so she comes back with the freaking paper, and then she starts freaking fingering the machine for like an hour while she's trying to put this paper in.
I wanted to shove her out of the way and be like, "Let me do it!"
All the while, I'm shitting more than my mass of my body because I just like I said, I'm just not comfortable around women.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I like this whole I'm not. My eyes are closed. My jaw is stiff. I'm breathing. I'm like counting my breaths. I got up to 300. That's not true. But I got up to triple digits at least.
You can't count that high.
I've been practicing. Anyway, so all told, it was actually probably like 40 minutes that we were there.
Yeah.
Like total.
Yeah, total from checking in to talking to, like, yeah.
But I spent more time hooked up to this machine in pain than I didn't.
Yeah.
And at the end of it all, they're like, okay, go to the emergency room.
You look good, but they can do more tests.
And I said, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to do this again. So we go down to the emergency room, and this is the worst freaking hospital. We brought my mother down there when she was having a heart attack one time, and they were just, like, bitchy to her. And, like, this chick was just, like, popping gum and typing on the computer. She's like, next.
It was like sitcom evil, like.
She was like, okay, what's wrong? Who's got the problem? What's wrong with her?
Like, she can't breathe?
As you can see by her not breathing. She's got the problem. The problem is...
Took fucking forever to get a wheelchair out there. I was like, you motherfuckers. Anyway.
So we had to go to this very hospital. I don't know why we didn't just go to the good one, but...
Everything where we live in Shitsville, it's...
Yeah. We ended up... we spent the whole freaking day there. We spent like 4 hours there. Mm-hmm. And that's the whole day because that's about 7,000% of my attention span. So, a lot of sevens getting thrown around.
Jesus.
No. There was a dude this time, but I still don't like taking my shirt off. Makes me feel
he was a mother...
No,
not that one. The nurse was nice.
The guy who gave me the EKG was cool.
Yeah.
He was just like...
Yeah, he was fast.
Hooked me up like a freaking cyborg. It was sick how quick he was in and out.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, go and wait for your thing. And, waiting in the freaking hospital, it's always a joy.
But you had a wife.
Yeah, that made it way better. I'm glad you were there, pal.
And then wife had to disappear to get a visitor's pass.
Yeah, but she waited to do that until I had to go in to see the doctor proper. So that was pretty cool of you. Thanks for doing that because my frickin' father didn't do that when I was like 14, and I twisted my balls.
Oh, I remember that day.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, that's how long we've been together. Yeah, that was fucked up.
No. It was before that. I was frickin' 11.
Oh, I must be thinking of when you had to get your stomach pumped and that dumb bitch put that tube in that was wrong.
Oh, yeah.
You've had some really bad medical experiences.
I've been in and out of hospitals. That's why I don't like them, dude. They're not fun places to be. Who wants to be a doctor, honestly?
Stupid assholes like the one that kept poking you.
Oh, right, yeah. So I finally get to see the frickin' doctor, and this dude's a frickin' twat. He's like, he like rolls up. He thinks he's House. I swear to God. He like rolls up in this chair, and he's like leaning back, and he's like leaning on a table. He's like, "So, what's wrong?" And like he's looking at me like that Willy Wonka meme, you know. And I'm trying to explain to him, but at this point I'm frickin' exhausted because like my heart.
You're so tired. You've been so stressed. So many people have been bothering you.
Like I had to leave the house. A day prior, I slept for
like the whole day.
Just about 24 hours.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Because like my body is exhausted. Mm-hmm. Because it's doing something, and I'm here to just like, hey, can we find out what the hell's going on? This dude freaking shows up, and he's just like being really laissez-faire about everything, and I tell him what's up. I'm like, something's up with my heart or something. Mm-hmm. I tell him how it feels, and he's like, okay, do you smoke? Do you drink? Blah, blah, blah. So I don't think it's your heart. I say, okay, you're a freaking doctor. You know better than me, right? Mm. He says, let's be safe. Go to the lab, and we'll get you...
X-ray.
No. He says, we'll get you tested. Mm-mm. I said, okay. And then he says a couple of other things. I don't remember. I wasn't listening. But then he's like, hey, do you remember where you need to go? I said, labs, yeah. He says, that gray chair right there. Like, okay, so there's no sign. Am I supposed to know what a frickin' lab looks like? You guys have just like some homeless dude spitting AIDS blood all over the frickin' floor over here. You've got a kid with an ear infection over here, and like there's like nothing separating.
Old lady bleeding out.
There's just like nothing separating these people. There's like a Mexican woman giving birth in the other room, and she's like 80. I don't know what was going on with her, but she was either having a great or a horrible time. I forgot to tell you about that. It was basically that. She would fill her lungs, empty her lungs, fill her lungs, empty her lungs.
Oh, fuck,
I was so tired, I forgot. I freaking forgot. I go to the guy, and he's just doing things.
He was cool as fuck. It was this really buff dude, and I was like, "You're a nurse?"
It takes a lot of nurse dudes are buff.
But he was like fighting game character. Like he was fucking just go on.
Let me just grab the Swiffer.
No, that's not what I meant!
You interrupted me to say nothing.
Fuck you.
You know how hard it is to get a consistent train of thought out of me?
Continue.
Don't turn it. I'm fixing it. Anyway, so I go and sit down, and this dude, he's chill. He's just doing his thing, and I ain't gonna frickin' rush somebody who's doing their job. I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's like fiddling with all these funnels and frickin' like opening plastic things and shit. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm watching him, and I have no frickin' clue what he's doing. So he's doing something important.
At least he's doing something, not like a fucking doctor.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say. The second the doctor was done talking to me, he rolled his chair like. Turned around, and there's just like a bunch of people gathered around a computer talking about something, and he mentions cupcakes, and I was like, freaking, hold on, not that you should not be a person as well as a doctor, but like,
did you just get dismissed?
Yeah,
for like cupcake talk.
Can I at least get a cupcake? So I'm in this chair, right, and I've got a shirt with a bunch of Capcom characters on it because I mean you already know.
I love you.
You already know.
I got them all kinds of nerd shit.
And this dude, I didn't notice actually until like now. He has what's it called? Ebony and Ivory. He had Ebony and Ivory on his forearm.
He had the guns.
Yeah.
Oh, the double.
So he had Dante's guns on his forearm. And I just remember being like, oh, 1911s, okay. And then I was like, wait, those are big. Oh!
God damn it. We could have been friends.
But he hits me with the best greeting you can ever get. The best greeting I've ever gotten from like a black dude. It's always, what you know about Capcom, man? And immediately my heart just like dropped and I was just like, oh, thank God.
A human.
He's real. Because like I was already in an elevated state and I was just like, just keep breathing. But then this dude shows up and he just put me at freaking ease. And I was like, nurses are pretty good at that. Mm-hmm. But this dude was real genuine. We were both geeking out about Akuma in Street Fighter 6. And he was like, yeah, he came out on the 19th. I was like, yeah, he still got that overhead stomp. He was like, yeah, he still got it. But like, he's too easy to use now. It's just not fun. And we started talking about it. I was like, yeah, I played Marvel 2 back in the day.
I love that.
And we just like were dorking out as best I could. But then I was just like,
Socialize.
No, I just started zombing out because of my freaking heart. Mm-hmm. And the next thing that happened was he takes a bunch of my blood. Didn't even ask. But he he puts it in a bunch of vials and then he's like shaking it, looking at it, stuff, doing all this doctor stuff. And then he's like, all right, man, y'all can go to the lobby. It'd be chill. I said, all right, thanks, man. And I go to the lobby and I freaking miss you. I didn't see you at all. And I was going to start asking the security guards like, hey, did you see a short Asian chick who was all inked up? But I didn't want to talk to anybody, so I just sat down and watched Let's Make a Deal until I couldn't handle it anymore. And I got up and I was like, I need to look again. And I saw you and I was like, huh. Oh, well, no. It was when they called me for an x-ray. So I go and I get my x-ray done.
As he's walking by, we make eye contact.
And I smile at my beautiful wife.
He lit up. It was so cute.
But I had such a genuine experience with the blood nurse that the x-ray guy was just like, oh, you don't got to be this much of a character, bro. Like, I immediately...
cha-cha slide?
No, he was just like, oh, man, you're all right, man? Yeah, man. It's like every other word out of his mouth was man. I felt his fatigue.
Oh, fuck.
So he makes me hug a big machine. He makes me hug a big robot, and the robot looks at my heart, and then we have to wait an hour for them to get looked at. So we wait that hour, and I spend it with you, so that's okay.
That was all right.
That's all right.
We were falling asleep.
Yeah, I was freaking exhausted. We go to the doctor. The doctor comes back. He calls us, and he's like, okay, so you said you had pain here.
Yeah, and he runs like a fucking needle through it.
He does like a freaking Naruto attack into my chest, which he knows hurts.
Yeah, you confirm it hurts.
And it wasn't like, does it hurt here? Or anything like that. Or does it hurt when I do this? He says, so you said it hurt here. And then just freaking
jabs the shit out of you.
His freaking fingers into my chest. And I was like, ah! And he doesn't flinch. He just keeps talking. And I'm just like, I will send you back to Allah. That man had no reason to do that at all.
And certainly not multiple fucking times after that.
Oh, yeah. And then, okay, so keep in mind, I'm not sure if my heart is going to give out or not, so I'm a little buzzy.
A little on edge.
And I'm also freaking exhausted because whatever's going on in my chest is taking a lot of energy to maintain. So,
especially in public.
I forgot to mention that my chest is also swollen. And I didn't know that until I brought it up to the doctor and said, like, he's like, okay, so we're going to give you some of this, some of that. We're going to give you some pills to take home. And I said, will this help with the swelling? And immediately he takes
pissed off.
He takes offense to this question. He's like, you didn't say anything about swelling. All you said was it hurts right here. And then he goes to touch my chest again, and I freaking lean back like, don't do that. Don't that hurt.
I should have fucking spit in his
he keeps saying it like because he didn't get to poke my chest. He just said it again, and he's like, you said it hurt right here. You didn't say anything about swelling. You said it hurt right here. And I was just like, hot diggity dog, can you cut me a break? But I just let it. Like I'm just too tired. I'm just like I would argue with you, but I don't have enough humanity left.
Yeah.
So he ends up just being like whatever, we're done with the...
We'll get your medicine. Okay, bye.
Medicine. And he walked away. And he goes to see another dude next to me after doing something elsewhere. I don't know what the hell doctors do.
But there's like 5 other people that come in and get to leave.
Yeah, I know. They get dismissed. But then he comes by like 10 minutes after the last person gets dismissed. He's like, hey, there's no nurse to dismiss people. You guys are going to have to go outside. I said, okay, what?
Yeah, he was like, oh, I don't think a nurse is discharging you. So go wait outside. And I was like, what do you mean?
What happened to that freaking guy?
Yeah, what about them? Why did they get to go.
So we wait outside for another hour, and we're freaking both exhausted and
I
dying.
started getting pissed.
Yeah, you just like, God, you got a little Karen in you, man.
No.
You do.
No.
Because you were like, I need to talk to that doctor. I need to find that doctor. And you were just
I was
like,
gonna fuck that doctor up.
you just like looking around to see like, oh, can we get this dismissed? When are we getting dismissed? I'm like, you asking?
I nicely went up to the counter and I was like, the doctor said he doesn't know if there's a nurse doing any discharges. I don't know what that means. Are we getting out of here? And he was like, yeah, there's one person ahead of you. I said, okay.
That was a lie.
That was a fucking lie.
But it's a common one, so I'm not upset.
Yeah, I get it. I was like, I'm not mad at you. I know you guys are busy.
Either way, like, just, I didn't even care. Like, just, are you discharging people? Yes. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there for another hour waiting for this frickin' shit to happen. All the while, you're just like, I need to ask somebody something. Like, I don't even remember what you were saying. You just needed to fricking talk to somebody about something. And I was just like, this is not you. They don't give a shit if you want to go home. They want to go home.
I want to go home.
And so we finally get dismissed. We go home. I sleep for another 24 frickin' hours.
Yeah, and 3 of those hours was me going to try and get the fucking car paperwork done now that she work. And AAA was like, oh, you bought this from somebody that bought it from an auction? Fuck you. Go to the DMV.
And you had to wait there.
For 3-4 more hours.
Yeah, you had a hell of a day, man. Freaking, And
then I had to leave again to get your medicine.
Thanks for that. That was mad helpful. And then today, Kiki she just decides because I'm big and strong and hairy, like the ladies like.
No.
And I'm heavy and I weigh 230 pounds and I've got a great head of hair and French tips.
Yesterday.
She walks in while I'm freaking trying to sleep because I don't sleep well. She walks in and yells at me about eating a pizza. I don't even eat it. Okay,
so like yesterday we got pizza, right? I had a bad day at work. I fucking threw my water bottle at a shelf. We're not gonna talk about it. My boss is a bitch. So I was mad about that. He's been stressed. I said, let's get some fucking pizza. We got pizza. I woke up this morning. I said, I want my fucking pizza. I saw that the 2 boxes were empty. And because this man is a human garbage disposal, he's been much better about it, but my brain fucking monkeyed. And I was like, I literally told his sister, I was like, did this fat bitch eat my pizza? I was like, I'm gonna go wake him up and yell at him. And then I walked into the room.
She walked in, she burst through the door, spewing freaking piss and a green substance.
Glowing.
And I couldn't hear what she was saying. She was so angry. She like adopted the tongue of the gods. And so I was like, oh.
Did you eat my fucking pizza?
And I was like, and you were able to make words out of that. So you found your pizza and then didn't bother me.
I didn't come back.
But you also didn't come back to make it right. I did get the rest of that pizza though, so thanks.
Yes, you're welcome.
All is not forgiven though because you took donuts from me.
No. You had 3 motherfucking pies today.
Drat.
So that I went swimming all day. And then you fiddled with that fucking fan.
Oh.
And
it goes in here. The little gear thing goes in the little side.
It doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't mean anything, but
the new fan is exactly the same as the old fan, and he's like,
oh, we didn't even say that.
Yeah.
So I spent the whole freaking day, this is the worst part, I spent the whole freaking day taking apart this fan, this industrial fan we've been using. Because,
for like 45 years.
I think it's closer to 7, bro.
We've had this fan a long time.
Yeah. Like my father got one, and I was just like, this is just a good fan, so I got one, like, when I moved out and stuff. But I like, it was covered in freaking dust, like the copper in the back.
You couldn't even see it.
By the way, that copper is why I don't want to throw it out, because copper's worth money.
Okay.
Yeah. The copper in the back is like coated in freaking dust, to the point where you couldn't even tell it was copper. Like
cat hair.
It was just coated in dust. So I took it apart and I started cleaning it. I put it back together. Oh, whoops! I messed up. Did it again and again. Turn it on. Doesn't freaking work anymore. Whatever. Let's go get a new fan. We come back. I go in to clean my PC, right? And it freaking falls over, but it falls over like an inch, and now it won't freaking.
It won't
doesn't
display.
work right. Well, that and the fans are weird.
Everything turns on, and the fans are being kind of weird. That, and you, like, in between all of this stuff, you disconnected the HDMI for the PlayStation so I could keep watching my movie and hooked it up to my TV, and then the fucking PlayStation didn't want to display. And we were like, fuck! And then you turned it off, you forced shut it down, and I hit the controller, and the controller was like, what PlayStation? So, that...
I actually forgot about that. I really hope my PlayStation didn't shit the frickin' bed. I've been playing Bloodborne.
I don't think it did. It just gets fucking moody. And on top of all that, our niece just shit talked, and I fucking snapped at her, and like, bro.
We've been
arguing with her.
It's been a time.
Yeah, I hate rabbits. I hate bunnies. They
smell.
Shut up. They stink.
Shut up. It's been a time.
Do you know what time it is?
Is it time for so long?
It's bedtime.
Is it? I kind of don't want to go to sleep now.
That's fine. Jesus Christ. I just felt like I needed to, like,
I
document everything.
I asked, I was like, hey, do you want to just do a podcast? I feel like that would put me in a better mood. And you go, sure. And then I open it up and you're just like, it hurts to wake up in the morning. And I was just like, oh, we're doing this now. I thought we left all of that in the Sonic 06 playthrough.
No, like, I had told Snoo,
Shout out.
Shit's been happening, and I want to explain, but, like, I just want it to be over. But honestly, I don't think it's gonna be over for a while. So, hooray!
It might not be over for a little while.
But yeah, that's why we're in limbo again.
That's why we're usually in limbo.
Yeah, but it's been very condensed to weeks.
So let's make this decision right now. Are we going to do the podcast on a somewhat regular basis or regular basis?
Well, I think it would be fun. We'll just babble and tell stories. And, I mean, honestly, I know, at least for Snoo, he just puts us on in the background anyway. So, it's okay.
I'm going to be real. The reason I stopped editing episodes so heavily was because he was throwing us on in the background. I was like, oh, well, I mean, if he's enjoying it.
No, yeah. I mean,
I'll still like do the visual gag every now and again.
Yeah, but like the Let's Play aspect is more like for us when we're bored and we're like, oh, we miss each other.
I just like doing it.
I just love you.
I love you.
It's fun.
Yeah, you're fun.
But yeah, this might be the state of the channel for a while. I think it's good.
Well, I mean, I could still schedule stuff from my phone. It's just we can't make anything new. And once we run out of backlog, that's it.
No, yeah, because we don't know what's going on with the computer.
Spent a whole freaking year. Like 2 years making backlog, and it wasn't even consistent because we can't get a consistent recording schedule.
Oh yeah, and I had to get a new phone. Mine would freeze when I would open the camera app. Oh yeah, and we thought Zippo was dying. Like 3 different times.
Do you ever think about... Don't even... No, don't check the waveform to see if you're fart. I hate my life. Stop! Are you trying to fart?